Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, let's walk around with it and spin. Music expresses what conversation and normal circumstances can't express. All right, now let me do a little bit of though my tail would lash, I will show compassion. Things like the arts, plays, films, operas, music, we see ourselves reflected in those things. So maybe the spirit belt is the way to... No, that's not going to sound
Not tonight. You have
Yeah.
to make this work, so that means hold it gently.
Maybe it would just be funny if it came off. It exists because in reality, other than experiencing it, you can't describe it. It's beyond words.
Ape in apricot! What have they got that I haven't got? Hooray! You can say that again.
I am a professional opera singer here in Seattle. I also teach other professional opera singers. I teach about 20 lessons a week here in my home studio. Sometimes people will do and the jaw is very close. Well, if you go from then E is going to have to be smaller than that. 10 o'clock in the morning and 4 in the afternoon are exactly the same when you're in this room, my studio. But I was just, in this musical dungeon, if you will. That's a little dramatic, but so I took my string bass out on the patio. I didn't want to become a nuisance, but I had the opposite experience. People were stopping and talking, and they were, bike riders going by were like, yeah! And I was like, what is this? This is not typical. Seattle's a little bit inward. I said, okay, there's been a shift. Something has changed. While I've been inside, there's been a transformation going on all around. My weather app, which I check before I do the concerts, has an update on COVID, and yesterday there were 56 new cases in King County. It's not over. So what it... Hi!
Enjoy your music. I've just heard you a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not a close neighbor, but is close by, who I had never met before. And she called back, she goes, aren't you going to sing? And I was like, okay, I guess. I look outside about 4:45, and there are people in the street. And that's kind of a commitment I've made, that this concert that I'm doing on a daily basis is, at least for now, part of what we'll remember as normal. Normal's nice, especially when you're in a situation where not a whole lot is normal. To all the healthcare and hospital workers, how many healthcare and hospital workers here? 1, 2. They're the real heroes. My wife is the head of lactation services at the University of Washington Hospital. Of course I was concerned about that, and it was one of these situations where I could be concerned, but we were so busy trying to get our 2 adult children to calm down about it that you almost didn't have time to experience it for yourself, because they love their mother. And what she said was, if you're going into the center of the danger, be sure you're also going into the center of knowledge, research, information, and expert help, which she is. So it's dangerous, but she's a warrior woman. She's a commando. She's heroic with this. You're married to someone for 40 years and you think you know all about them, and then you see something new and amazing. It's kind of cool. I think that it's refreshing to not have to go through this huge cathartic process. Hi, how are you? And then I see the next day, hi, how are you? What are you doing? And then eventually we build up the sense that we're safe communicating. But when it's music, it's just, you're right out there. The idea that I'm willing to just show you all of myself. Here it is, raw, unfiltered. I'm in your face. And all ages, from these young kids on bikes, young children, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, sitting with their parents, right on through to these two older gentlemen who arrive in their car and they set up lawn chairs right out in the street. And I'm grateful that I have something particular to offer. What I hope it is I hope that if I'm doing something in particular, it'll make people think about, well, what can I do?
Hi! Oh, bye. Hi and bye. Can you leave those on the bottom step and I'll come get them? Thank you.
It's a lovely bouquet. Oh, so nice.
I'm old enough that my parents talked a lot about World War II, scrap drives, rubber drives, blackout, victory gardens. And I, frankly, of late, have been dubious as to whether America could ever pull together like that again. And I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Sorry. This is another phenomenon. We just lose it. And we don't care. Look, I'm as scared as the next guy. I wake up every night, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'm awake for a while. But these concerts that we're doing have created a balance for that concern. The inequities of life, the catastrophic events, you don't need to have that dramatized. It's out there. So once you sort of get it, you can say, okay, I get it. It's dire. But if you start to obsess about that every minute, you can find yourself in a very bad place. You have to find good things that you can latch onto and that give you the strength to endure the things that seem unfair. The song I do at the end of the show, Nessun Dorma, he's looking down into Peking and its confusion and turmoil and indecision. And at dawn, when the big reveal takes place, vincerò, I will win. You know, and maybe we all need to be walking around saying, all'alba vincerò, at the morning we'll win. Maybe it'll make us make the choices like staying sequestered, staying socially distant, you know. And if that's hard, maybe something within something artistic we experienced will just give us one more iota of fortitude to do those things.
Comcast Washington is proud to help our neighbors stay connected.